Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects every single one of us, every single day. What we eat first thing in the morning. We often grab whatever is quick and easy, thinking we're starting our day right. But what if I told you that some of the most common breakfast foods, the ones you probably have in your kitchen right now, could actually be setting you up for a day of digestive discomfort, energy crashes, and even long-term health issues when eaten on an empty stomach? It's a surprising truth. But the first thing you put into your body after a long night of fasting can have a massive impact on your entire system. You wake up, you're hungry, and your body is essentially a clean slate. The choices you make in that moment can either gently wake up your digestive system and fuel your brain, or they can hit it like a ton of bricks, causing irritation, acid reflux, and wild blood sugar swings that leave you feeling tired and foggy by lunchtime. We're going to break down 5 very common foods that you should think twice about before eating on an empty stomach. We'll get into the science of why they can cause problems, from irritating your stomach lining to spiking your insulin levels unnecessarily. But don't worry, I'm not here just to tell you what to do. This isn't about creating a list of forbidden foods or making you feel guilty about your morning routine. It's about empowering you with knowledge. So after we cover the foods to avoid, I'll also be sharing some fantastic gut-friendly alternatives that are perfect for breaking your fast. We'll explore the best foods to eat on an empty stomach that will support your digestion, stabilize your energy, and truly set you up for a healthy, productive day. Let's get into it. Alright, let's start with the one I know many of you are not going to want to hear: coffee. For millions, the day doesn't officially begin until that first cup. The aroma, the ritual, the caffeine kick. It's a deeply ingrained habit. But here's the hard truth. Drinking coffee on a completely empty stomach can be a really harsh way to treat your digestive system. Think about it. After hours of fasting overnight, your stomach is not prepared for an acidic jolt. Coffee stimulates the production of hydrochloric acid, or HCl, in your stomach. When there's no food in there to be digested, this excess acid has nowhere to go and nothing to work on, so it can start to irritate the sensitive lining of your stomach. This irritation isn't just a minor inconvenience. Over time, it can contribute to some pretty uncomfortable conditions. We're talking about things like indigestion, heartburn, and even more serious issues like gastritis, which is the inflammation of the stomach lining. For individuals who are already prone to acid reflux or have conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, that morning cup of black coffee can be a major trigger, leading to cramping, bloating, and discomfort that can last for hours. It's essentially waking your system up with an alarm bell instead of a gentle nudge, putting your gut on high alert from the very first sip, and potentially disrupting its delicate balance for the rest of the day. So does this mean you have to give up your beloved morning coffee? Absolutely not. It's all about timing and strategy. The simplest solution is to eat something first. It doesn't have to be a full heavy meal. Just a small gentle buffer can make a world of difference. Think about having a few slices of apple, a handful of almonds, a small bowl of oatmeal, or even a single piece of whole grain toast before you take that first sip. This gives the stomach acid something to work on, protecting the stomach lining from the direct concentrated effects of the coffee. By creating this protective layer, you can still enjoy the energy-boosting benefits of caffeine without waging war on your digestive system first thing in the morning. Next up on our list are citrus fruits: oranges, grapefruits, lemons in your water. These are often hailed as the ultimate health kickstarters, packed with vitamin C and antioxidants. And they are. But again, timing is everything. When consumed on an empty stomach, the high concentration of citric acid in these fruits can be problematic. Just like with coffee, this acid can directly irritate your stomach lining, which is particularly vulnerable after a long fast. For some people, this can immediately lead to that familiar burning sensation of heartburn or acid reflux, especially if you're already susceptible to these issues. It's a bit of a paradox. You're trying to do something healthy, but you might be inadvertently causing inflammation and discomfort. This acidic load can also be tough on your esophagus. When you're lying down all night, a small amount of stomach acid can sometimes creep up. Adding a highly acidic food first thing can exacerbate this, potentially leading to or worsening conditions like GERD, which stands for gastroesophageal reflux disease. Furthermore, the fiber in citrus fruits, while generally very good for you, can be a bit much for an empty resting digestive system to handle all at once. For some individuals, this can slow down digestion and lead to feelings of heaviness or bloating right at the start of the day, which is the exact opposite of the light, energized feeling you're probably aiming for. The solution here isn't to banish these wonderfully nutritious fruits from your diet. It's about strategic placement. Instead of starting your day with a glass of orange juice or a whole grapefruit, save them for a little later. Enjoy them as part of a balanced breakfast, perhaps alongside some oatmeal, yogurt, or whole grain toast. The other foods will act as a buffer, absorbing some of the acid and providing a more complex mix of nutrients for your stomach to work on. This allows you to get all the benefits of the vitamins and fiber without the harsh acidic shock to your system. A little bit of planning can make citrus your friend, not your morning foe. Let's talk about a classic breakfast staple: a glass of milk or a bowl of cereal swimming in it. We've been told for decades that milk does a body good and it's a great source of calcium and protein. While that's true, drinking it on an empty stomach can lead to some digestive turmoil for a surprising number of people. The main issue here is lactose, the sugar found in milk. To digest lactose, our bodies need an enzyme called lactase. Many adults, however, don't produce enough lactase, a condition known as lactose intolerance. When you drink milk on an empty stomach, the lactose rushes into your digestive system, and if you can't break it down properly, it ferments in your gut. This fermentation process is what causes all the trouble. It produces gas, leading to uncomfortable bloating, cramping, and sometimes even diarrhea. You might not even realize you're mildly lactose intolerant. You may just think you have a sensitive stomach in the mornings. Consuming milk without any other food to slow down its journey through your gut means these symptoms can appear more rapidly and intensely. Even for those who aren't lactose intolerant, some research suggests that milk proteins can combine with stomach acid to form curds that are difficult to digest, potentially leading to a feeling of heaviness and sluggishness right when you need to be alert and active. So how do you enjoy milk or dairy without the digestive drama? The key is to pair it with other foods, specifically those rich in fiber. When you pour milk over a bowl of high-fiber cereal like oatmeal or bran flakes, or blend it into a smoothie with fruits and spinach, you're doing your gut a huge favor. The fiber slows down the digestive process, giving your body more time to produce lactase and break down the lactose more effectively. This prevents that rush of undigested sugar into your intestines. It turns the milk from a potential gut disruptor into a component of a well-rounded, balanced meal, allowing you to get the protein and calcium without the uncomfortable side effects. Now for an item that forms the foundation of many quick breakfast: white bread. Whether it's toast, a bagel, or a pastry, these products made from refined white flour are a common morning choice. The problem with white bread is that it's a simple carbohydrate with very little fiber. When you eat it on an empty stomach, your body digests it incredibly quickly. This rapid digestion leads to a fast conversion of carbohydrates into sugar, which then floods your bloodstream. You get a sudden sharp spike in your blood sugar levels, which might give you a fleeting burst of energy. But what goes up must come down. This is where the crash comes in. In response to the high blood sugar, your pancreas releases a large amount of insulin to shuttle that sugar out of your blood and into your cells. This insulin surge often overcompensates, causing your blood sugar to drop just as quickly as it rose. This is the classic sugar crash that leaves you feeling tired, irritable, and often craving more sugary, simple carbs to bring your energy back up. Starting your day on this blood sugar roller coaster sets a bad precedent, leading to energy fluctuations and poor food choices throughout the day. It's a vicious cycle that starts with a seemingly innocent piece of toast. The fix for this is simple and incredibly effective. Switch to whole grains. Choosing whole grain bread, whole wheat bagels, or oatmeal instead of their refined white counterparts makes a monumental difference. Whole grains are complex carbohydrates, meaning they are packed with fiber. This fiber slows down digestion dramatically. Instead of a rapid flood of sugar, you get a slow, steady release of energy over several hours. This keeps your blood sugar levels stable, preventing the spike and crash cycle. You'll feel fuller for longer, have sustained energy, and avoid those mid-morning slumps and cravings. It's a small change in your grocery list that can have a huge impact on your daily well-being. This one might come as a surprise, because sweet potatoes are widely considered a superfood, and they absolutely are. They're loaded with vitamins, minerals, and fiber. However, like our other foods on this list, Context is key. Sweet potatoes contain compounds called tannins and pectin, which, when consumed on an empty stomach, can stimulate the secretion of excess gastric acid. For some individuals, this can lead to stomach irritation, a feeling of bloating, or even heartburn. It's a bit counterintuitive, as we associate sweet potatoes with being gentle and healthy, but on a completely empty and sensitive stomach, they can be a little too stimulating for comfort. Another factor to consider is the impact on blood sugar. While sweet potatoes are complex carbohydrates and have a lower glycemic index than white potatoes, they still contain a significant amount of natural sugars and starches. Eating them alone first thing in the morning, without any protein or fat to slow down absorption, can still cause a more pronounced rise in blood sugar than you might expect. This might not be the dramatic spike and crash you get from white bread, but it can still be enough to throw your energy levels out of balance, especially if you're sensitive to blood sugar fluctuations or managing a condition like insulin resistance. So, how do you incorporate this nutritional powerhouse into your morning routine safely? The answer lies in pairing it wisely. Don't eat a plain baked sweet potato by itself for breakfast. Instead, combine it with sources of protein and healthy fats. For example, you could have some roasted sweet potato cubes alongside scrambled eggs and avocado. The protein from the eggs and the fat from the avocado will significantly slow down the digestion and absorption of the carbohydrates from the sweet potato. This creates a balanced, slow-release energy source that keeps your blood sugar stable and prevents any potential gastric irritation. It's about building a complete meal, not relying on a single superfood to do all the work. So there you have it. 5 common foods that might be better enjoyed a little later in the day rather than on an empty stomach. As we've seen, it's not that these foods are bad, but that the context in which we eat them matters tremendously. Starting your day with foods that are gentle on your digestive system and provide a slow, steady release of energy can fundamentally change how you feel. It can lead to better focus, a more stable mood, improved digestion, and a healthier relationship with food throughout the rest of your day. It's about working with your body's natural rhythms, not against them. Making these small adjustments, like having a handful of nuts before your coffee, or switching to whole grain toast, are simple habits that can yield powerful results over time. It's about being mindful and intentional with that very first meal. Your body has been resting and repairing all night, and breaking your fast with the right fuel is one of the kindest things you can do for your overall health. These small changes empower you to take control of your energy and well-being from the moment you wake up, setting a positive tone for all the choices that follow. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed that certain foods make you feel sluggish or uncomfortable in the morning? Have you tried switching up your breakfast routine based on any of these principles? Share your experiences, your favorite gut-friendly breakfasts, or any questions you have down in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. And if you found this video helpful and want more evidence-based health and wellness content, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Thanks for watching, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.